Yeah. Hey, welcome to Tiger Sports. Yeah, we got all the sorts. Yeah, you know that we fly, ain't talking about no tours. And we talking about them hoopers that hoopin' that court. And we get straight to business. I get them rest like it's tennis. Yeah, they come to the sports, we a menace. Yeah, feel like we in the pool, go swimming. Yeah. I'm on the beat, I took off. Let the game talk, don't need a look off. I run off on the interview football. Yeah, then you ain't that look off. We get green like bait. We poking that babe, no, it's big South K. They talking about Wilson, you know they go crazy. And I'm feeling like Trey, I pull up for the trade. Yeah. Welcome to Tiger Town Podcast. I am Nick.
And I am Tristan.
And you can find the show on all podcast platforms. Remember to like, share, comment, and 5-star rate. How was your weekend, Tristan?
My weekend was straight. Went to Presbyterian for a visit, watched a basketball team, weighed food, and I got to see the campus. How was your weekend?
It was cool. I ain't do nothing. For real. Just, we was chilling.
You didn't go to the fair?
Well, actually, I did, but I was only there for like 10 minutes. It was kind of like
It was boring?
No, it was just like I was there for somebody.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, on that type time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so question of the day. What is a hidden talent you have?
Does drawing count?
Drawing does count.
Okay. We got drawing, cooking, and now it's basketball. Now it used to be not a hidden talent, but now it is. So yeah.
I'd say my hidden talent would probably be a producer. Like I started producing this show like 3, 4, 5 weeks ago maybe, and I'm already pretty good at it. So I'll say that's a hidden talent.
For sure. Now it's time for the Tiger Town Sports Recap.
Congratulations to Wilson football team on making the playoffs. They will travel to James Island this Friday for the first round of the playoffs, starting at 7:30.
This Friday, the cross-country team will travel to Newberry for the Lower State qualifier. Go Tigers, but hopefully y'all don't get cold while y'all running. Yeah.
Weather is bad.
The weather is horrible. It's bipolar too, but now we have our weekly segment, The Coach's Corner with Coach Mooney, where we talk all things Tiger football. What's up, Coach?
What's up, fellas?
How you feeling, man?
Feeling good, man. A little cold, but outside of that, I'm good.
It is cold.
Your homework on being cold in the room.
So, what's your answer to the question of the day?
Ooh, so a hidden talent?
Yeah.
I would say, honestly, I've got like a lot of hidden talents, but one that I would say is I'm a really good bow and arrow shooter. So I taught myself how to do it about 12, 13 years ago.
Okay.
And I became obsessed with it for like 6 months because I was like, because I'm one of those, like anything I do, I want to become really good at it.
Yeah.
So my dad had like an old bow and arrow that he's had for like 25 years, and he never used it. Somebody gave it to him, and I was like, "Hey, man, let me get in and see what's up with it." So, so what I did was I went on like YouTube, and I was like, "Okay, how do you hold it? How do you pull it, or whatever?" And next 6 months, I was like obsessed with it. I to the point where I got to, to like I could hit a target like between 75 and 100 yards away, like dead center.
That's crazy.
But I just became crazy with it. So anyway, that's like
you said this was 12, 13 years ago.
Yeah,
we was barely alive then, bro.
I know.
It's crazy.
So like right now, I can go pull it out, and I can hit like that on anything I want to. So it's crazy.
What's the next question? What were your thoughts on the loss against Hartsville?
I'm gonna tell you that's one of the best games that we put all year long. Best thing about it, man, defense played exceptionally well. Offense played well. We got the ball inside in the red zone, man, like 5-6 times.
Yeah.
And only came out with 3 points. But the thing about it was like, we had a couple opportunities where we were that close to scoring. We're on 6-7 yard line, and it's like 4th and 3 or whatever, and we didn't convert on the 4th down that I felt good about. But overall, I told the players, man, that's one of the best brands of football that we played all year long. Because playing against Hartsville, traditionally really good. They're branded on, the ground and pound and running the ball 40, 50 times a game. And we actually held them to the least amount of rushing that anybody has all year long. We actually held them to the least amount of points that anybody has all year long. So, you change probably 2 plays in the game, and I mean, it probably goes completely different. We had, busted coverage one time that led to a touchdown. We ended up having a punt issue one time that ended up giving them the ball, within the red zone. So, I mean, you change 1 or 2 things, man. I mean, we're probably sitting there talking about us winning the game. But we played really, really well. Defense was the best we played all year long on defense. One of the more consistent that we played on the offense. We just came up short in the red zone and goal line areas. I mean, we were just that close to having probably 3 or 4 additional touchdowns added on, and probably putting them away pretty easily. So. Yeah.
So QB Tristan Howard went 7 of 14 for 69 yards. How do you feel about his performance?
Tristan played under control the other night. He made the throws that he needed to make. Obviously there's some things that he's still learning overall about the quarterback position, but as far as the throws we needed him to make, he made those things. The thing about it, like at this point now, we're not asking him to make a lot of big throws. We're not asking him to throw it down the field 7 or 8 times a game. We're asking him to get the ball out of his hand fast and make a lot of short intermediate throws. And he's become better at that. His completion percentage has gotten up a lot higher than it was early in the year. And so overall, I mean, I was pleased with his performance. That was a couple of things that I think we could have done differently. But overall, I mean, I was pleased with him.
So last week you talked about defense struggling with tackling. Do you think they improved with the previous game?
Very, very much. We tackled exceptionally well Friday night. And I think a lot of that was a result of our guys just getting it in their mind to get to the football. The one thing that we've had a bad habit of most of the year is everybody kind of depending on one or 2 guys to make all the tackles. And the other night, I mean, you watch us on film, and we got 4, 5, 6, 7 guys to run the football every single time. So we've done a really good job of pursuit, a really good job of just game tackling, and I think that was the difference in us playing really well defensively compared to the previous 9 weeks. I think that was the best that we played defensively all year long.
Do you think with linebacker Kito Douglas being out was a problem?
Yeah, and that's saying about it, like not having Kito, was a big challenge, but I felt like that we had some guys who stepped in to try to fill his shoes. Obviously, when you got a player like that you're missing, that's always difficult. We end up having to, bring up some JV guys to fill some areas because of injuries and different things. But overall, I felt like that the other guys came in and did a really good job, held their own. We end up playing a different defensive style that we compared to what we've been playing. But yeah, definitely having Kito out, man. I mean, it's obviously a big loss, but he's going to be back this week. So, we're expecting big things out of him this week.
Okay. Congratulations on making the playoffs. Round of applause. Yeah. What is the main focus on going into the first round?
The biggest focus is understanding that Friday can either be a stepping stone going to next week or be the end of everything. And the thing about it, come playoffs, I mean, everybody's going to be solid like in the playoffs. And Friday night is a very winnable game if we tackle well and we continue to tackle well like we did last week, and if we can convert in the red zone, a lot better than we did last week. It's a very winnable game. I mean, I think that it's a really good matchup. James Allen is, when it comes to athleticism, is really similar to us. But on top of that, too, they also don't have a lot of depth. Some are very similar to us. But athletically, I think that our athleticism is pretty similar. I think that we're going to be, probably the best team or one of the better teams that they've played all year long. When you look at our region compared to their region, I think that our region is really, really, really good. I mean, we've got probably I say arguably the best or the second best region in the state. So you look at who we play every year and every week. I think that our region prepares us well for the playoffs. I was telling one of the media outlets last week that our region has made it to the lower state or to the state championship the last 14 years. So so who we play against really good competition. So I think that going into this week, I feel good about our chances. We can build on last week's game. It's going to be big for us.
What are some things that you are scouting about the other team?
Yeah, that's the thing about it. They have some really athletic wide receivers that worry me a little bit. They have really good hands. On which it's almost kind of like that they've got one Shrine Bowl wide receiver. Very similar to us. We've got an all-star wide receiver also. But the other three guys they have, catch the ball really well. They got 6'2", 6'3" wide receivers. They've got running back that's like 230. That's really big. They've got a quarterback that's really mobile and throws the ball really well. So they've got some weapons that we just have to keep in place. And then defensively, they play a lot of man. They blitz a whole lot. So we got to make sure that quarterback-wise we're getting the ball out of our hand. On top of that, too, being able to sustain the run. And last week we sustained the run a whole lot better than we had before. I think the previous 3 weeks we were averaging like 20 yards a game, and last week we had like 95 or something like that or whatever. So, but yeah, there's some problems that they pose for us, but I think that overall, I think it's something that we can handle and that we will take care of.
Okay. Do you have any specific player assignments or matchups that need to be, focused on?
Yeah, also, with them having a Shrine Bowl wide receiver, you got to obviously keep an eye on him. But they've got a really nice balance of talent. They got a really nice balance of what they do offensively and defensively. So I don't think it's really like one particular thing that they're really key on. We just we got to be really balanced ourselves. Make sure we're tackling well, make sure we're blocking well, making sure that we're sustaining drives, converting third downs. We do those type of things. I feel really good about our chance because last week, we did those things pretty well for the most part and just came up a little short.
All right. Are there any major adjustments that you have to make to slow the other team down?
No, I don't think there's any kind of major adjustments. I think the biggest thing is we have to tackle well. That's the key component. And we have to score, like in the red zone. Okay. I think that we're going to be able to move the football and get inside of the 20, similar to what we did last week. But we have those wide open receivers and we got those open gaps and we got a chance to score. We have to score. And get some kind of points out of it, whether it's field goal or touchdown, get some kind of points out of it. Defensively, like I said, we tackle really well because I know that our guys, especially right now, our defense is playing really good, even in practice. They're practicing really well. If we tackle really well, we're going to be fine.
Okay, what is the message for this week?
Win and keep going and lose to go home. It's pretty simple. The last 10 weeks, it's always, hey, we got next week. Hey, we got next week. Hey, we got next week. Got a lot of football up ahead of us. Friday night, you don't play well. You lose and you go home and you're done for the year. You win, we turn back around and we go right back to Hartsville. And our guys are pretty excited about that opportunity because we know how well we played Friday night and we came up a little short. So, I think our guys are excited about getting to Friday night, but knowing that, hey, we win, we get a shot back at Hartsville again, in the second round. So, but the message is, hey, you win, you keep playing, you lose, you go home. It's pretty clear cut.
Any shout outs?
Yeah, man. Shout out to my little mini always. Shout out, man, to my players, man, my coaches, our student body, man, all of our fans, man, who show up always. And big shout out to all of them. And I encourage all of them to come down to Charleston Friday night, support us against the Trojans, and cheer us on to a victory.
Thank you for joining us this week on the Tiger Town podcast. Remember, you can find us on all podcast platforms. Until next time, I am Nick.
And I'm Tristan.
And we are out.